persuaded to do it. And so as we get ready to welcome Shabbat, we let go of the week that was and prepare ourselves to embrace the Shabbat that, please God, will be, with songs of Kabbalat Panim. But before we do that, we take a moment to linger just for a moment on the words etched upon the doorposts of our synagogue. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden and thanks to express. May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness, pride, envy, and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, or harshness. May this synagogue be for all who enter the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
Page 128, the words of Shir HaShirim, of songs, Dodi li va'ani lo haroeh.
Dodi li va'ani lo
Turn forward to page 134, 134 to the words of Hariyu.
Raise a shout to God, all the earth, break into joyous songs, songs of praise.
L'Adonai Golares, l'Adonai Golares, Ranenu vezamenu, Ranenu vezamenu, Ranenu vezamenu, Samul Adonai Bechino. Adonai Bechino, Bechol Zimra,
Page 137. Adonai Oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom. May God grant strength to our people. May God grant us the gift of peace.
Adonai Oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yivarech et amo. Adonai Oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yivarech et amo.
We turn forward to page 138, 138, to the words of Lochadodi as we get ready to welcome Shabbat as a bride.
Lechadodi לקראת כלה ולשבת לקבלה. לechadodi לקראת כלה ולשבת לקבלה. שמעו וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושם תפארת ונצילה. לechadodi לקראת כלה ולשבת לקבלה. lechadodi לקראת כלה ולשבת לקבלה. לקראת שבת ומלאכה, היא מקור הברכה, וראש מקדם לשוחה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. lechadodi לקראת כלה ולשבת לקבלה. lechadodi לקראת כלה ולשבת לקבלה. מתעוררים כי בעורר יוריד שיר גלרי ולא נעי. lechadodi לקראת כלה ולשבת לקבלה. lechadodi לקראת כלה ולשבת לקבלה. ימים ושפות לפרוסים את אדוני הריצי, העניינים שהם פרסי ומשלך בנעילה. lechadodi לקראת כלה ולשבת לקבלה. lechadodi לקראת כלה ולשבת לקבלה. אוי לשלום
feet, having just welcomed Shabbat with song and with celebration. We're just going to take a moment to welcome each other before we arrive at our candle lighting. But in advance of that, I want to particularly welcome Raul and Marina Gottlieb from Rio de Janeiro. Raul is one of the leaders of our progressive movement in Latin America, and it's a pleasure to have him with us. We also want to welcome Rabbi Josh Winston, who's visiting from Michigan, from Ann Arbor, Michigan. And we want to welcome particularly families of two simchas. One celebrated tomorrow with the young lady to my left, and one about to be celebrated right now with the candle lighting as we welcome a young lady into the covenant.
So we invite Bella and Jordana and Natasha and Talia to come up. And would you read? And Rochelle. Okay. Rochelle, come on. Read.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Let's take a moment to welcome each other. If there's anyone whose name you do not know, introduce yourselves, welcome them, make them feel welcome within the community. Shabbat Shalom.
Yeah, no.
Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. Please be seated. So just as we've welcomed each other, we have an opportunity to welcome into community this beautiful young lady. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. Blessed are they who come here in God's name. Baruch atah Adonai mesamech horimim yaldehem. Praise you, Adonai, our God, source of the universe, who causes parents to rejoice with their children. And so we have a moment to say, Zecher leolam brito dvar tziva le'elef dor baruch atah Adonai koret habrit. God remembers the covenant forever, the word commanded to 1,000 generations. Good catch, well done. Hi. Everyone breathe. We learned the hard way to staple these things down when my daughter was up here too. We praise your God who establishes the covenant. And so I'm going to invite you guys to say this here. And just breathe.
We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who hallows us with his word and commands us to bring our daughter into the covenant of the Jewish people.
Excellent. Would you like to tell us about the name that you have chosen for this young lady?
Lila was the name that we've chosen for her. It's a name that Dave and I both loved.
Because you pray that she'll sleep through the light? I empathize. This is not a joke. I empathize.
There are lots of meanings that can be found with the name Lila, but the one that resonated with us was dark beauty, and we knew that she was destined to have dark hair and dark eyes, so we thought it was very fitting.
Lovely.
And her middle name, Jacqueline, is in memory and honour of my father, who would have loved to have been here tonight.
Yeah, I imagine he would. And so we say, אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, קיים את הילדה הזאת לאביה ולאמה ויקרא שמה בישראל לילה בת שלמה דוב ונאווה. ישמח האב ביוצאת חלצה ותגל אמה בפרי בטנה, זה הקטנה. גדולה תהיה כשם שנכנסה לברית, כן תיכנס לתורה, לחופה ולמעשים טובים. Our God and God of our ancestors, Sustain this child for her father and her mother. Let her be called in Israel Laila Bat Shlomo Dov V'Nava. May her name be a source of joy and inspire her to serve our people and all of humankind. May her parents rejoice in her growth of body and soul. May they, with wisdom and patience, lead her to a life of good deeds, Torah, and to the blessing of family life. In the Hebrew it says a chuppah, a wedding canopy, no pressure, no hurry. And the practice of goodness, and we say Amen. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב ואימותינו שרה רבקה רחל ולאה, הוא יברך את הילדה הרכה הזאת ויזכו אביה ואימה לגדלה לחנכה ויהיו ידיה לאל אמונה ונאמר Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel and Leah, bless this infant. May her parents have the privilege of raising her, educating her, encouraging her to attain wisdom and lots of full nights of sleep. May her hands and her heart be faithful in serving God, and we say, Amen. And so, we have 2 grandmothers. 1, 2. Excellent. Could I ask of you, do you have the reading there? You have, put on you, I don't know. There you are. There's a microphone. They're okay.
They're okay, don't worry, they're all right. We are thankful for the blessing you have bestowed upon us. We have been granted a new grandchild to love, the start of the next chapter in our family's chronicle. May our grandchild grow up in health and happiness. May her dear parents find much joy in the years that lie before them. O God of life, may they raise their child with wisdom and understanding. May they teach her the ways of righteousness, leading her to the study of Torah and the practice of love and kindness. May we too be granted the joy of seeing her develop all her gifts. May we know the joy of helping her fulfill the best that is in her. May we know the joy of passing on to a new generation our values, our stories, and our traditions. Then our prayers will have been answered as we share in the joy of our children and grandchildren. Amen.
Amen. And Bella?
Just because of what our God and God of all generations, we are grateful for new beginning, for the bond of life that links one generation to the other. We are thankful for the blessings of family which brings meaning and happiness to our lives. And we rejoice with our children at the birth of their child, our granddaughter. May we all grow together as a family in health and in strength, in harmony and in love.
Lovely. Thank you.
May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your destiny be for worlds to come. May you trust in generations past and yet to be. May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your eyes shine with the light of holy words, and may your face reflect the brightness of the heavens. May your lips ever speak wisdom, your fulfillment be in justice. Even as you have ever yearned to listen to the words of the holy ancient one of old, may you live to see your world fulfilled. May your destiny be for worlds still to come. May you trust in generations past and yet to be. May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your heart be filled with intuition. May your words be filled with insight. May songs of praise be upon your tongue, vision straight before you. Even as you ever yearn to listen to words of the holy ancient one of old, may you live to see your world fulfilled.
O God and God of our ancestors, we thank you for the precious gift of a new life and for the blessing of parenthood which allows us to share in the miracle of creation. Endow us with the wisdom and understanding, strength and patience, that we may rear our daughter with care and affection. Strengthen us to raise her in the path of the Torah. Grant our daughter length of days and vigour of body and mind. May her life be one of happiness, goodness, wisdom. May she be in shining light and give help to all who know her.
Thank you very much. She's doing just fine without the dummy. Okay. as always, we have, in order for something to have happened, we have to have a certificate. So this is your first certificate, young lady, and it says Simchat Bat, in conformity with Jewish tradition. Leila Jacqueline Adamowitz, daughter of David and Natasha, born on the 15th of November 2019, 17th of Cheshvan 5780, was named and blessed and welcomed into the covenant of Israel on the 13th of December 2019, 16th Kislev 5780, and given the Hebrew name Laila Bat Nava V'Shlomo Dov, and signed by me, or it will be. The crown of good name is the highest crown of them all. Would you like to hold your certificate? I'm sure she would. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to put it into this sleeve here and give that to you. And here is your very, very first Torah. All of your own. Torah. Not very interested right now, but she will be all in due course, so that is for you. And so we come to the most important of all the blessings, the oldest blessing that we have in our tradition, which is the Birkat HaKohanim. And this blessing was engraved on stone and given from Aaron to his children. And so we share the Birkat HaKohanim, and I'm going to invite you as parents to put your hands on her head, and grandmothers to step forward and put your hands on your children's shoulders or on the baby's head. That's fine. As we say, Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May Adonai bless you and protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May Adonai show you favor and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha Shalom. May Adonai show you kindness and grant you the most important gift of all, the gift of peace. And we say together the words of the Shechianu, Baruch Ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shechianu, Vekimanu, Vehegiyanu, Lazman Hazeh. We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who has given us life, sustained us, and brought us to this joyous time. And then finally, the Kiddush. She gets to taste her first Kiddush. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Would you dip your pinky into the wine and into her mouth? Oh, she quite likes that. What could be wrong with pasteurized, homogenized, sweetened wine, right? What could be wrong with that? And we say, Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov.
Simben Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simben Tov, Simben Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simben Tov, Simben Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simben Tov. Yelanu, 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 oh, Bechol Israel. Yelanu, Yelanu, oh, Bechol Israel. David Melech Israel, Chai V'Kayam.
David Melech Israel, Chai V'Kayam.
Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. We turn back to our Siddurim and continue with our celebration of Shabbat. Psalm 92, Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, page 140.
in Lebanon, planted in the Eternal One's house. They flourish in our God's courts. In old age, they still produce fruit, and they are full of sap and freshness, attesting that God is upright, my rock, in whom there is no wrong.
We turn forward to the Chatzi Kaddish on page 140. 144. Seated. We continue with the evening prayer, the Ma'ariv Aravim, on the foot of page 148. Please join me in the Hebrew. Baruch Ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim, b'chokhma potech sha'arim, uvitvono meshane itim, umechalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, bishmartehem barkia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golei or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or, ומעביל יום ובין לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. Blessed the Eternal One, who brings on the evening and songs of love. We continue on page 150 with Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam.
Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpat.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, and that there is a better place, a promised land, and that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, and that there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, by marching together, and if we're lucky enough, joining in song. As we turn forward to the words of Micha Mocha, on page 158, we recognize that this Shabbat, not only are we welcoming a beautiful new life into the covenant, but we're also celebrating with the young lady as she becomes bat mitzvah. And my daughter and I have had a bit of an anthem the last couple of years. And to that anthem that has got us through the struggles of recent times, well, we've set it to the words of Micha Mocha. Please join us.
I wanna sing it note for note, don't worry. Be happy. Here's a little song I wrote. You might wanna sing it note for note, don't worry. Be happy.
Okay, everyone needs to help me with this.
Be about a thing. Because every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Because every little thing is gonna be alright.
Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. We turn forward to page 160 and continue with our bedtime prayer, the words of Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Hamidenu Malkeinu lechaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Hamidenu Malkeinu lechaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Hamidenu Malkeinu
Baruch atah Adonai hapores sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed you, Eternal One, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Page 162, our Song of Shabbat.
Veshamru bnei Israel et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ולעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ולעולם. בדיוק
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי אגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל, אלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומשיח ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה רב והושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מסריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחייב מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני אפה. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידור מלך, מלך ממצוא חיה ומשמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך הקדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יחגגוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We rise on page 586 for our concluding prayers, Dialeinu.
עלינו לשבח אדון הכל, לתת כתורה ליוצא בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו עינות. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We remain standing for a few more moments as we turn our thoughts to those who are no longer with us. And we recognize while there is indeed much to celebrate and much celebration in this sanctuary this Shabbat, there are also a good many of you who have come to Shul this evening to remember a loved one. And we take this moment to think of them and to turn our thoughts to all that was beautiful in their lives. As is our congregation's tradition, we begin first by remembering those whose passing was most recent and whose shloshim we still are observing as a community. We think of Fega Berenson, Lynette Dubinitz, Laura Urkel, Sophia Friedman, Robert Klempfner, Adrienne Lustig, Meryl Rood, Edith Saldon, Eric Taft, and Lila Vishenskaya. On this Shabbat, we also recognize the Yotzites, the anniversary of the passing of Philip Applebaum, Nat Beich, Irene Benjamin, Sir Zelman Cowan, Max Dinner, Gertrude Dodge, Alan Eilenberg, Martin Freiberg, Minnie Goldman, Gunther Hack, Mavis Jordan, Pearl Kahan, Regina Klempfner, Morris Corman, Emil Kornhauser, Marion Levy, Shirley Margus, Lillian Morgan, Shlomo Mashinsky, Bernard Peck, Rose Porgaskel, Dorothy Porter, Sipra Rajbazin, Saul Rasbazin, David Schenker, Vera Silberberg, Joseph Silva, and Bernard Triester. If I've mispronounced any of those names, I apologize. Or if you have other names that you would like to add to this list of memorial, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. We think of those named as well as those whose names lie deep within our hearts as we offer the words of Kaddish Yatom on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabba, B'almad divrach Chirutei v'amlich mochutei, V'chayachon v'yomechon u'cheidachol Beit Yisrael, V'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru. Yehei Shemei Rabba mevorach le'olam amay raya. Yiparach v'yishtabah v'yipa'ah v'yitruman v'yitnaseh, Vitada, Vitalei, Vitalal, Shmei de Kodisha, Le'elam min kol brechata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran ba'alma v'imru, Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Oseh shalom b'mromav, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to all of us, to all Israel, but most of all we ask, bring blessing to the memory of those who we have loved and those who we have lost. And to that we say Amen. As I invite you to be seated, I can see Rebecca Silk, our president, already making her way up to the bimmer to offer a few greetings and announcements. In advance of that, Rebecca, I apologize if I steal some of your announcements, but I do want to begin by recognizing that it was last week, halfway through services, that the cantor's voice went, and I'm very glad to hear it back. It's back compared to where it was last week. And I want to express my gratitude, as always, for Idor and Sharon for the beautiful song that you bring to our services. But on this Shabbat, both tonight and tomorrow, I want to recognize, acknowledge, and appreciate Stephanie Mooney and Patrick Prinster joining us back on this bimmer. Both of them have spent time on this bimmer in the past. They are dear friends, and I'm so grateful that they are bringing their remarkable talents to our family celebration this weekend. So I thank you both very much for that. I also will take the opportunity, with Patrick sitting there, to recognise that usually on a Friday night, Ellie is sitting there, and Ellie became a father this week. So Tom, we wish you mazel tov on becoming a grandfather this week. And there, I think I might have stepped on almost all of the president's announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi. It's a shorter list now. Welcome everybody on behalf of the board. Whether you are here to pray in community, to celebrate, or in memory of a loved one, you are all most welcome. And Mazel Tov, David and Natasha, and the Adamovich family on the naming of baby Lila. As you know, tomorrow at morning services, please do join us as we celebrate with the Lazaro and Gorog families and Livia as she becomes bat mitzvah. Then please do consider coming back on Sunday afternoon, which is the 15th, and join us at 3 o'clock. We have a really interesting book launch. It's a book by Alex Rivkin, who is the co-chief executive officer of the Executive Council of Australian Jewry, and his book is entitled Zionism, the Concise History. Zionism, the Concise History. So 3 o'clock on Sunday here for that book launch. Hanukkah starts on the 22nd of this month, and on the Friday, the 27th, do please come here, bring your friends, children, grandchildren and your Hanukkah, as we'll light them at the front of the sanctuary, and afterwards have a festive kiddush with our famous donuts. Pop-up Shabbat starts on that same day, also at Red Hill, Friday the 27th, and goes through then every Friday through till the 24th of January. So do consider a trip to Red Hill and join us there. It's a lovely, warm, wonderful service. One last thing, I don't know about your diaries, but mine is getting filled up already. Do please keep free the 9th of February. On the 9th of February, which is Tu B'Shvat, we will be going out to a wonderful property close to Geelong, where we will have a picnic, we will have tree planting, we will be taking our old Maxor books that people have kindly brought in. It will be a wonderful, wonderful day. That is the 9th of February. I'd like to thank Rhonda for being our shamash tonight, and on your way home, do please thank our security volunteers who have been keeping us safe. And after the final song, join us at the back for Kiddush. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. And so we do conclude with the words of Shalom Aleichem, which you will find on page 142. 142.
Amen.
השרת מלכנו מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש הקדוש ברוך
ויהי ערב ויהי בוקר יום השישי ויחלו השמיים והארץ וכל צבע העם ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים ביום השביעי מקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי באפן ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו מצוותיו ורצה בנו בשבת קודשו בעבר בצורך חיננו זיכרונו למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה ונקרא קודש ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואלתנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון התחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. L'chaim tovim.
L'chaim. And then the motzi, if you'll join us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom and betavon. Shabbat shalom.
This parties.
Shabbat.
Thank you.